Hi, I'm Claus Andersen. I got some questions about the bar counting video that I made, and just wanted to clarify real quick. What is bar counting and what do we use it for? Well, as I explained in the previous videos, we're looking for the context, we're looking for the pullbacks, and a tool to do that. That is to count the bars. What we're counting is actually the attempts to go one way or the other. Here, market is going down. We get a bottom down there, a bull bar, and the next and another bull bar. So higher high and higher low on these two bars right there. The next time a bar attempts to go lower, that's the low one count right here. This bar right here goes below the low of the previous bar, so that's the low one. I'm just gonna write that in. The low one or the first entry short. There's a couple of different ways to say that, but a low one and a first entry short, that's pretty much the same thing. And that's below this bar right down here. So that's the low one. I'm going to put it down here. When this bar right here went below that, then that was a low one. Then we traded back up, and then we got a bear inside bar, and then the second attempt to go lower is when we went below this bar right here. Look at that, we have a higher low, and now price attempts to go lower again. That's the low 2 or second entry short in there. Just gonna do like this. That's like a low 2 or second entry short in here. Then now price made a new bottom right there, and then attempted to go up again. And first time price trades lower than the previous bar, then you got the low one. This is still a bear trend. We're still looking for lower lows, so we're still looking for places to go short, and that's basically what this is. This is a tool to look for places to take a trade, and price moves up, and you get a signal bar here, closes near the low. The next bar goes below the previous bar. That's your low one down there. That's your low one in here. Then price doesn't make a new low, trades sideways, pulls back again, and now we're looking for a low 2. This is the second time when this bar trade below that bar. That's the second time in this correction right here that we're trading below a previous bar. So that's the low 2 in there. That's the low 2. So see how different these two setups are. This is just a smaller pattern. This is a larger corrective pattern. And all these low 1s and low 2s are nested within each other. You can almost see this right here. You have a low right here. Price traded up, down, up. So basically you've got two moves here. So if you go to a low time frame, you probably will see a first entry short and a second entry short just on this small move right here. But that's what you got to discern when is it the correct pattern that I'm counting. So here you've got 1 and 2 legs up right here, and this is a pretty good place to count as well. We made this new low right here, and then prices traded up. First time we traded below a previous bar. That's here. That's your low 1. That's your low 1 in here. So that's the bar counting. You count that as the low 1 or the first entry short in here when price broke below this bar right here. And the thing is, this bar right here is not a good signal bar, closed near the lows after a strong bull bar. You don't want to, in the way I trade, then you don't want to go short below this bar. If it had looked like this bar right here, then it would have been a better trade. But often when you've got a big pullback like this right here, wait for the second leg. But as to a signal bar, this is a good signal bar, this is a bad signal bar. Right here, this is a good signal bar, bear bar that closed on the low. That's a good signal bar, closed on the low. Notice they went higher first. Bulls had their attempt to go higher and then closed on the low. This right here, pullback, strong bull bar, followed by another bull bar, not as strong as doji, small range, not a good signal bar. Next bar, traded lower right there. Not a good setup, not a good signal bar. Next bar was an inside bear bar, a bit better. I've got an inside, outside, inside setup right here. Often that's a breakout pattern, but still not a convincing signal bar for me. Careful traders want to skip this trade right here, especially after this bull bar that made the low down here. And look at this. We got a larger pullback, and we got a better setup over here. High, a lower high, first entry short, a second entry short, a low 1, and a low 2. That's the bar. That's what we're counting. We're not counting 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. We're counting the bars that trade in this case below the prior bar. So just returning to this setup over here, you have this the low 1 up here, and you trade lower, and then prices rallied, and then this is the second entry short when we went below the low of this bar right here. That's the second entry short. It's a bad signal bar. The next bar right here, that's a better signal bar. The low one has triggered, but you're looking for the context. The context is that we had a two-legged correction, or a 1, 2, 3 push pattern, and entry signal, a sign that bears are taking back control in the market, and that's the signal bar we're looking for. If you could have a bar that's a bull bar, but where you can read in the context as the bar is forming. Let's say it opened here, it traded down a bit, traded all the way up here, and traded down and closed a bull bar doji in here. So you could see the context is we traded all the way up here and then closed down there, and as the bar closed, we were strongly on our way down. That's just the context to read. It's easier to see in the bars when the bars close like this as a signal bar, and more traders see it, and then more traders take the trade. And if you get a nice trade like this, if these 3 bars here, 1, 2, 3 bars right here, if they were 5-minute bars, in this case they are 60-minute bars, if they were 5-minute bars, and on this bar right here you closed a 15-minute bar, you had an open, you had a small tail below, you had a large tail above, and then you closed almost where the bar opened right here. Imagine that. Then that would be a good signal bar to go short on the 15-minute time frame, and then you've got a good signal bar on the 5-minute time frame and a nice signal bar on the 15-minute time frame. That makes your odds better. Also imagine this right here, one leg up on the 15-minute time frame. First attempt to go lower on the 15-minute time frame, these bars right here, and inside bear bar on the 15-minute time frame, and price moves up again, and then you get a second bear bar, signal bar right up here on the 15-minute time frame. Then this is a good setup to go short, and it's even better because 2 time frames show the same signal, and then you've got a better trade. That's what we use bar counting for. That's what I use bar counting for, and that's but what I was talking about in the other video, it is that it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter as much how accurate you are at counting these right here. What you need to see is the context. Here I see a 1, 2, 3 push pattern, a good signal bar to go short. That's what I'm gonna do. Here I see a push down right here. You get a small correction. Perhaps this is a 1 pullback, 2 pullback, 3 push pattern, expanding triangle. Take a shot up here, even though it's a low 1. But if that's how you counted it, then that's the context you read it. That's how you read it. Up here, you had a small push down, and you see there's like 1, 2, 3 attempts to go lower right here, and that's a small bar closed near the low, so go short below this bar right here. It's the context you're looking for, and the bar counting helps find the context. And and that's how I use bar counting. Here it failed. You had a triple bottom down here, sideways trading. So now you're thinking this is trading range price action. Then you have this low right here. This is the first entry short on the low one, and you've got a pullback, and you've got a second entry short right here. Okay, signal bar, but the context is that you're in the middle of this range right here. So careful about going short in here. Okay, I hope it makes sense. Reading the context into bar counting, that makes a whole lot of difference. Okay, I hope that cleared things up. I'm Claus Andersen. Have a nice trading week.